Good evening, spooks. Welcome to another video. My name is Jess. I put the J in JT Reads, and today we will be fighting to the death, or at least my favourite books will be. So since I started recording what I was reading on Goodreads maybe 2.5 years ago, I have rated 27 books 5 stars. And today is the day we find out which 5-star is just a 5-star and which 5-star is a 5-star. Do you know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. We're going to get cracking. Behind me here, I have a bracket template all set up, ready to randomize the 27 covers of my 5-star reads and to put them into the bracket. And I don't know which is going to be pitched against which. I have an idea of 2 books that will end up fighting out in the final, but we'll see what the bracket gods give us. I'm going to attempt to screen record in a second. For some reason, I was trying to upload all of the covers, and Neil Gaiman's The Ocean at the End of the Lane, is that the right title? The Ocean at the End of the Lane was just like, no, I refuse to be uploaded. So, well, okay, I guess you're eliminated in the first round then. Bye-bye. Okay, with any luck, I should now have added the screen recording right here. Let's see if that works. If I fill the empty spots, don't judge my other tabs, okay? I'm buying some blinds and some books, always. If I finish, then it should go into presentation mode. Okay, we're just jumping straight into it. Right, round 1, Garden Spells versus the Christmas Bookshop. These gave very similar vibes in that I was cozy and I was happy and I was content. However, one's very festive, one's very witchy, and I'm Team Witch at the moment because it's March and I don't want to think about Christmas yet. So Garden Spells is the winner. Goodbye, Jenny. Sorry. Samantha Schweblin's 7 Empty Houses versus Sayaka Murata's Earthlings. Okay, it's getting tough, is it? At one point in my life, I would say Samantha Schweblin was my favourite author. I think I've read, confidence, Jess. I have read every novel she has written that has been translated into English. Big fan. However, Earthlings. Unhinged, absolute madness. Ooh. Boy Parts versus Fever Dream. Again, a Samantha Schweblin, big fan. Actually, Boy Parts, I loved Boy Parts, but it was actually a 4.5 star rounded up to 5 stars. It lost half a star because I felt it was a tiny bit juvenile at the start. I think maybe the first 20-30% I wasn't... you could tell that the main character was quite young and it came off a little bit YA, but it massively redeemed itself. It was incredible. However, Fever Dream was a 5 star, straight up easy peasy 5 star. So, Fever Dream it is. Ooh, very different books here. Open Water versus the Witches? The Witches of Varda. The Witches of Varda. Open Water was a beautiful portrayal of love in a very literary fiction format. The Witches of Varda was witches and so powerful. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a Witches of Varda. I don't even know why I thought about it. Well, come on, give me a break. Lapvona versus the Witching Tide? Oh man, that's rough. I think, now this is not what it's asking me, but I think if I was comparing the Witching Tide versus the Witches of Varda, I'd be picking the Witches of Varda. So, with that being said, I think Lapvona should win here. I just love Lapvona. Oh, it wouldn't let me click on it. Okay. Okay. The Black Flamingo versus Our Wives Under the Sea. The Black Flamingo is a novel in verse, which I adore. It was so beautiful, so powerful. The book itself is beautiful. It's really well illustrated. The cover is gorge. Our Wives Under the Sea. A queer claustrophobic horror? Say less, honestly. Ooh. Clap When You Land is another novel in verse. Again, beautiful. The Salt Grows Heavy is a murderous mermaid horror. Murderous mermaid horror. It has to be another Samantha Schweblin. I told you I was a big fan. Mouthful of Birds, which was a collection of short horror stories, versus Medusa by Jessie Burton. I don't think there's actually any competition here. Despite both being 5 stars, I think that Jessie Burton's portrayal of Medusa was incredible. I was so impressed. Like, the portrayal of trauma was just unparalleled. Medusa it is. I was about to say this has been easy going on me so far, but I'm about to panic. What just happened? I thought, wait. Oh. Is this normal? I can't remember what I voted for. I thought these had already been pitched against each other. Maybe not. Okay, Garden Spells versus Earthlings. I think for the content and the fact that Earthlings was unbelievably powerful, whereas Garden Spells was quite low stakes. Does somebody get murdered or threaten to get murdered in Garden Spells? Am I confusing it with Practical Magic? I think I might be. Either way, it's going to be Earthlings because I thought it was beautiful. Like, disgusting and so weird, but beautiful. Fever Dream versus The Witches of Varda. I think The Witches of Varda was, so good to say, was one of my favourite novels I've ever read. So, that being said, it's quite an easy pick there. That, however, is not an easy pick. What did I just pitch our wives against? Can't remember. Wow. Both horror-esque. Julia Armfield writes in such a beautiful way that it's literary fiction, it's literary horror, it's so good. But Lapvona was rank in all the best ways. I think it's going to have to be Lapvona. And I'm not confident on that choice, but I've made it now. Medusa versus Salt Grows Heavy. This is where we lose Cassandra. It's got to be Medusa. Earthlings versus The Witches of Varda. I think this is where we say goodbye to Earthlings. The Witches of Varda is Lapvona versus Medusa. This is getting a bit like, I'm understanding now. Lapvona, yeah. Medusa, a bye-bye. Wait. Okay. The Witches of... Are we getting to, like... I think we're getting down to the final books of one side, I assume? Because there are some books I've not seen yet. So we'll get there. Yeah. The Witches of Varda. Yes, we've now picked... Whoa! Oh, I forgot these were in here. Are you kidding me? Sorry, that was probably so loud in your ear. I'm so sorry. I'll be quiet. Wayward or I Who Have Never Known Men. That's a rough... That means I know what is on this side. There are some really good books on the side of this bracket. Jeebus! Hi. In all my excitement, I turned my own mic off. But I'm back. I'm back with a big decision. Wayward versus I Who Have Never Known Men. I Who Have Never Known Men was dystopian, post-apocalyptic social commentary. Wayward was powerful solidarity in women, witches. The cover is so pretty. I don't have that cover and I'm sad about it. Do I not have that cover? Was that a straight up lie? That's a straight up lie. I haven't read it for a while, but yeah, Wayward. I loved it so much. She Is a Haunting versus 19 Claws and a Blackbird. I raved about She Is a Haunting and still do to this day to quite literally anybody that ever says, oh, I quite like horror, or what are you reading recently, or what's one of your favourite books? I will go on and on and on about it. I am obsessed. So no real competition there, I'm afraid. Whoa. Okay, sorry. Why have I got a Ferrari advert? Okay. Look, no. If you really think about it, it's not that big of a competition, is it, Jess? Think about it. I love T. Kingfisher. I think that's one of my favourite books of hers I've read so far. But Circe is Circe. Circe was outstanding. I made Circe my entire personality for a little while. I've got a Circe t-shirt. Circe. Not too much for competition with this one. I did really enjoy Things We Lost in the Fire. I think Mariana Enriquez is a really, really great horror writer. However, the discomfort of evening was discomforting. Uncomfortable. It's like, what's the opposite of comfortable? Discomfortable? A discomfort. That's really confusing that we have discomfort and uncomfortable. Anyway, it was very uncomfortable. The ending had me shook. Is there incest in this? I think there might be incest in it. But it just showed such a raw and partially based on reality trauma response in children. Yeah. Easy peasies. Oh! Help me. Are you kidding? Oh. Wow. Okay. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies versus Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. Do you hate me? Okay. First of all, cover-wise, Map of the Otherlands is so pretty. I feel like Encyclopedia of Fairies is very spring, summer. Map of the Otherlands is very autumnal. We're absolutely here for that. It's beautiful. I think, spoiler alert, if you haven't read these yet, please skip the next 10 seconds. I think because the romance ramps up in Map of the Otherlands and the stakes feel a little higher, it's going to have to be the sequel, Map of the Otherlands. Wow. For those who didn't want spoilers, you may now come back. Okay. Right. Wayward versus She Is a Haunting. Oh, I really loved Wayward, but I will not stop going on about She Is a Haunting. That must mean something. Why am I doing this to myself? I am so stressed. I'm like sweating. It's gonna have to be. The commentary in She Is a Haunting is so powerful. But which is... Oh, and all the domestic violence in Wayward is so awful, but so... Oh, it's heart-wrenching. I think it... I don't actually know. Sorry, I quit. I think it's going to have to be... I think it's going to have to be Wayward. No, come back. Oh, jeebus. That one really hurt me. This one I think hurts a little less because I loved the discomfort of evening, but Cersei is just unbelievable. Would I reread the discomfort of evening? Maybe. Would I reread Cersei? Absolutely. And I don't reread anything. Cersei it is. Goodbye, discomfort. Oh, we've done one side. Okay. Right. Wayward versus Cersei. This is where Wayward... Yeah. Pale in comparison, Cersei is elite. I knew it was coming. I must have known it was coming. But I was like, no, they won't do me like this. Obviously, they'll do me like this. They were my favourite 2 books. Are we saying of all time? Or at least since I've been recording things on Goodreads. So Cersei versus Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands. I want a do-over. And it would still come down to this, I know it would. I think if we're looking at content, if we're looking at tone, if we're looking at plot, if we are looking at writing style, I'm hurting my own feelings. But the winner will be Cersei by Madeline Miller. I'm so sorry, Emily Wilde. Wait, what? Oh, God. It's Cersei. I know it's Cersei. I don't know how this has happened. I'm really confused. I thought that I would end up between Emily Wilde and Cersei. That was my anticipation, and I didn't know what I was going to do when I got there. So now I've made the decision. It's quite easy to say Cersei. Yay! So my favourite book of all time? Oh yeah, it pitched Emily Wilde versus Emily Wilde, didn't it? Sorry, I've forgotten what's happening here. Hi, I'm Jess. And my favourite book of all time, since recording things on Goodreads at least, is Cersei by Madeline Miller. And not Emily Wilde, or The Witches of Varda. Or The Witching Tide, that went out so early. Or Wayward. This feels like such a big commitment. and I'm not sure I feel okay with it. The bracket gods have spoken. Cersei is fantastic. If you haven't already read it, why? Where have you been and why? Let me stop recording this. I hope that editing Jess gets it together and you manage to see this in live time. For you, live time. It's not live time for me. I mean, right now is live time. But when you're watching this, hey, it's not live time. I think I've shook myself into nonsense. I can't believe that was so stressful. I was like, this would be really fun. This is a really fun idea for a video. I saw Katie Colson do this video, so absolute props to Katie Colson. I think a few other booktubers have also done it, but hers is the video where I thought, this is a really fun idea. I will also find one of my own and do this and make it. I didn't think it would be quite so stressful. And it feels like a lot's riding on this. I feel like a lot of pressure. I feel as though in 3 years' time, when someone says, what's your favourite book of all time? And I say, Emily Wilde, they'll pull up this video and say, receipts. You said Cersei. Liar. Anyway, before I have an existential crisis, thank you so much for watching the video. As always, I am so happy to be here, sharing this moment with you, talking books with you, finding out my favourite book with you. I wasn't aware. Let me know what your favourite book of 2023 was, your favourite book of all time, if you can make that decision. Like, wow. Okay, wow. I'm very impressed if you can commit to one book as your favourite of all time. Please, I want to hear it below. As always, any witchy content, any fae romance, that's my new thing I like. Any horrors, what other horrors do we like? Murderous mermaids? Murderous anything. Women's rights and women's wrongs. That's what we support here. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you in a video very, very soon. Bye-bye.